Effective project sponsorship. Purpose. This course focuses on defining the roles and responsibilities of the sponsor and establishing the working relationship between the sponsor and the project manager. Audience. The course is targeted at new sponsors, new project managers, and team members who need a better understanding of the role of the sponsor. Learning objectives. The objectives of the course are to define 1. What makes a good sponsor? 2. What are the sponsor's roles and responsibilities? 3. How the roles are complementary? And 4. What the sponsor should be cautious about. Now we'll review the characteristics of a project sponsor. 1. Projects need sponsors who are leaders in the organization and can establish links between a project and the strategic direction of an organization. Project sponsors are responsible for communicating the project's vision inside and outside of the project team, advocating for resources, and holding themselves and the project manager accountable for delivering the project on time and within budget. 2. The sponsor role is an active role, requiring a consistent commitment for the duration of the project. Carefully evaluate the responsibilities before signing up. If you don't have the time, do not take on the responsibility. If you delegate the role to someone, ensure you give the person authority to make decisions without checking with you. 3. During the initiation and planning stages, sponsors are responsible for working with the project manager to define the charter and scope statement. This collaborative process builds a working relationship with the project manager while establishing project direction and metrics. 4. Despite strong planning and control processes, projects can still run into trouble. During tough times, sponsors need to step in to assist the project manager, motivate the team, remove obstacles, and navigate interdepartmental conflicts to get a project back on track. 5. The sponsor is instrumental in controlling scope creep. As changes present themselves, standard change control processes should be followed. This requires careful analysis of how each change will affect the budget, schedule, and resource commitments. 6. After planning is complete, a definitive end date should be established. The sponsor and the project manager should monitor progress on deliverables and milestones. It is recommended that the sponsor inquire often as to where the project team is on their schedule. If handled correctly, this will help the team to understand that the sponsor has a stake in the project. Next, we'll discuss the role of the project sponsor. Engaged sponsors are key advocates for a project. They help to champion the team through tough decisions so the team can move forward. Sponsors must review and authorize key project documents, for example, charter, scope statements, and change requests. Sponsors must wear multiple hats. They have to be strong communicators inside and outside of the project. They act as diplomat and as a negotiator with management and the project team. This slide highlights sponsor responsibilities during different stages of the project. Responsibilities vary depending on the project, where the project is in the life cycle, and how the project is progressing. For example, during the initiation stage, the focus is on the charter and the time commitment is not significant. During planning and execution stages, the time commitment increases. During execution, if the project runs into trouble, a sponsor can expect to spend additional time helping to get the project back on course. This is an example of the Commonway RACI template highlighting some sponsor responsibilities by stage. Now we'll review how the project manager and sponsor roles complement each other. Some organizations confuse the role of project sponsor and project manager. Although interdependent, there are important distinctions. The sponsor and project manager have a joint responsibility to define their roles and responsibilities at the beginning of the project. They also need to establish ground rules about how they will resolve issues. Take a few minutes to review examples from the slide. Finally, we will highlight pitfalls that sponsors should avoid. 1. Micromanagement. This is a leadership role. You need to find a balance between being actively involved and managing the details. 2. Delegation. Sometimes sponsors delegate their role. This is an acceptable strategy only if the person has the authority to make decisions needed to support the project. 3. Abandonment. Do not accept the role if you cannot devote the time required and the effort. If you accept the role and circumstances change, work with senior management to find an appropriate substitute. 4. Accountability. You are accountable for the success of the project. This includes deliverables, quality, timeliness, and budget. 5. Unclear scope. Ill-defined scope leads to project failures. 6. Unrealistic dates or no end date. There should be strong commitment to dates on the part of the sponsor and the project manager. This concludes the course. Thank you.